Okay, now you heard Dr. Rabston drill me with a few questions. Now it goes on this episode for me to ask the rest of my questions and to hear his very, very smart and informative answers and ideas.
We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Pocatello Business Podcast. I figured my other backdrops are getting kind of dull. I'm ordering another one, so stay tuned. So I figured Pocatello scenery behind me for those that are watching, for those that are listening. You just get to listen to my same boring voice again. But listen on, watch on, because we're going to talk about making more dinero, making more money today. The difference between cold, warm, and hot leads. And in a world right now of uncertainty and talks of minimum wage going up and things like that, there's a lot of uncertainty with business owners and management. And we're all out here to make more money. We're all hopefully out here to serve people and to add more value to their life. But let's be honest, we're in business to make money. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as we're adding value to people's lives and helping them in a positive way. So let's talk about it. Number one, if your company needs to make more money and you're thinking, okay, well, how do we do that? Well, number one, if you're a small business and you're not maybe sure of what your profit margin should be and how much net profit you should be making with your type of business, well, you could give Daniel Packard a call, who's been on this podcast. I can't remember his episode number, but he was giving away, if you mention the podcast, a free, what do you call this? A free scenario or a free report that he would print out for you for your business industry, of what the typical business net profits and all that kind of stuff are. So you kind of know maybe where the generalized industry is at, and if you're above or below it. Hopefully you're above it. But that's something to do, number one, to know before you even do anything with your customers or anything. Know where you're at, know where your numbers are at. And when I say know your numbers, meet with Dan, but then also go through your P&L, a profit and loss statement, also called an income statement, and make that thing organized. Make it so you can understand it and read it. Go with your bookkeeper and say, what does this mean? What does this category mean? It's some accountant jargon I don't understand with a number on it. Put a freaking description that you understand, because you're the one that need to be looking at it every month or weekly or whatever you decide to do. Put that in order so you can understand it. You know exactly what you're looking at. Then go talk to Dan after you know what your numbers are actually like. You'll be surprised too, once you organize your P&L, where you think you're profitable and where you're not profitable, just by organizing your P&L and putting them in the different categories in different areas. Like, okay, maybe this shouldn't be in the overhead. This is in the cost of goods sold. And if you're wanting to know more about cost of goods sold, your overhead, and net profit, again, I'll refer you to Dan's episode, because it was just so good. I'm not an accountant. I'm not an enrolled agent with the IRS, but he is the man when it comes to that kind of stuff. So go to see his episode. So number two, moving on to number two. After you get your numbers straight, you have your categories, how you can understand them. There's ways that you can make more money. Number one, find more clients. Everyone wants to do that. Of course, we want to continue to do that, but that is one of the most costly ways to make more money, because acquiring more customers typically costs more money than for saying maybe charge your clients more money. That's a less costly way to do it. And if your numbers aren't right, and that's something, and you have reoccurring clients, great. You need to raise their rates and have that honest conversation with them, and add more value to their life while doing it. And number three is just to offer more value to your current customers. So if you're whatever kind of business you are, if you have another service that you think that they would get more value out of, offer that to them. Offer them a deal to partake in that and make more money that way. So those are the kind of ways that you can make more money, in a quick, efficient way. Number one, finding more clients is the longer game sometimes, and then we're going to talk more about that today. I'm not with a guest, so you're gonna be with me all this next 10 minutes, but you know what? It'll be painless, and it'll go quite nicely, I think. So we've all heard the term warm leads, cold leads, hot leads, and maybe we know loosely in our head what that is. Let's just start with it first. Cold lead. In your mind, what comes to your mind when we say cold lead? I think call centers. I think all the annoying spam calls you get every day and trying to sell you something. I looked at some stats just recently, and it was a good amount of people answered, and the same number that answered the phone also hung up the phone before they were done talking. So it was they got caught up, they cut off. People just know, I don't have time for this. This is not the best way to get a customer. Other things for cold list is a cold lead or a cold list. I say cold lead or cold list because part of this episode is understanding the importance of building a list as a company owner or as a management team, trying to grow your company and your clientele base. But number one, in cold leads or cold lists, they don't know you, they don't trust you, nor do they love you. So right there, it's like, how many of us have gone into a location that you wanted to have as a customer or a potential client, wherever it is, whatever type of business you are, and all you do, you get in there and you get nervous sometimes, and you give them their phone number. I mean, you give them your card and say, hey, if you're interested in this kind of service or this kind of business, give me a call. And then you quickly scamper away, so you don't say anything dumb or make yourself look foolish. And what happens after that? The receptionist takes your card, takes a card, and she just throws it right in I call it the circular file, and that's the garbage can. Number one, you're not adding value, number one, to their life going in that way. Number two, if you're nervous, they sense you're nervous. Use your strengths as your strengths. Not everyone has the same approach, but find that approach that's going to work best for you. I'm a goofball, so I'm always going to be that funny dude that makes myself look like an idiot. and I get people laughing a little bit, mostly at me, and we can have a conversation. But let's talk about ways maybe to move a cold list or a lead into a warm lead. And so many people nowadays think, okay, well, all this sales and all this stuff has to be done on the internet, Facebook and Google. No, it's not, guys. Like that's true. Like once you get a digital funnel working, you're going to make more and more money, because once you have a funnel that shows that you have a return on your ROI, you can pump as much money as you can into that, and you're going to get more money out of it. But until then, there's still traditional funnels work. So ways that you can help people to build trust in you is maybe invite people to a lunch and learn, which you invite them to a free lunch, and you literally stand up don't be one of those boring persons that try to stand up for half an hour with a PowerPoint presentation, boring them out of their minds, but give them free lunch. Stand up, be honest with them. Hey, I'm here to earn your business. That's all it is. You give me 10 minutes or 5 minutes of your time after we're done eating lunch. That's all I want from you. So until then, just enjoy the free lunch I'm providing. Just be honest. People in that nowadays, they just want honesty, and they can see right through it, guys. They know why you're inviting to a lunch and learn. So just air it out in the open why they're there. So a warm list is someone that has contacted you, or I'm sure online you've saw something that you've been interested in. You gun lovers, maybe there is something you were researching, and maybe, for example, an AR, and all of a sudden something pops up. Hey, 10 ways to build your AR in the cheapest and most accurate fashion. And all you have to do is enter your email in there, and they send it to you. Okay, right there, they're offering you something of value, number one. And number two, they got your information, so they can continue to contact you with other things that's going to add more value to your life, but it's going to also add more income to their business. So that would be a definition of a warm list, someone who's building a warm list. And then after that, they continue to email you with more and more stuff, like I just mentioned. So when that happens, the average amount of dollars that you spend with that client goes up as they offer you more value. Just like I said, how to make more money, offer them more value, offer them more services in the form of value, and you make more money. After that, they send you emails and texts with that stuff I already mentioned, and you continue. If they're a local company, they can continue to bring you to lunch and learns. Just keeping you warm as a potential lead, or someone that's going to turn into something hot for them. And you're starting to know them at a warm lead, and you're starting to trust them at a warm lead, because you're thinking, wow, they're giving me all this value, and at this point they haven't really asked anything in return from me. Another thing, if you wanted to move someone from a cold lead to a warm lead, and this is just off the cuff thinking, there's a lot of people that hand out door-to-door flyers, and it says, we're the best company, best service for the best price type thing. Everyone does that, guys. Don't be original. Think of things that's going to offer your potential clients more value. If you're a roofer and if for some reason you think you're going to go door to door and hand out some flyers on some residential communities, don't do something like that. I'm not a marketing expert. That's Russell Brunson, the owner of ClickFunnels out of Boise. There's Tony Robbins. These guys are, and Grant Cardone. These guys are masters at marketing. So I'm learning from them. But what I would do if I was a roofer, I would leave them if all you could do at this point was just to put a lead behind. If that was like your main thing, and you were terrified to talk to people, leave something behind that says, hey, these are 5 signs that your roof is failing. And literally it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1, you're adding huge value to them. And be honest, don't try to connive them into a problem that they don't have. So be honest with them, help them to see those signs. And number 2, they're starting to, wow, this guy's giving me value. He doesn't even know me, and I haven't given him any money. That's huge. So if you can do that starts to move them from the cold lead, or you're on your cold list, over to the warm list. And who do you think they're going to call out of 2 roofers who leave something on their door? One that says, hey, we're the best company around. We use the best nails. We use the best shingles. Oh, yeah, we have the best trucks. Or someone that says simply, these are 5 ways to know if your roof is failing, and then offer them something in return. No, call us now and we'll give you half off your gutter cleaning or a free roof inspection. Who is more likely of a customer to call? Someone who has the handout that says all about them and their company, how they're the best and how they have the best shingles and nails and trucks, or someone who's handing them the handout that's saying 5 bad saying something that I do for a handout, so I'm getting confused there. My handout is 5 bad ideas to hiring your next cleaning company. 10 bad ideas. But the difference between those 2 approaches is that potential client, that potential cold lead, is going to be moving over to the warm lead category, to the person that's offering them value. Everyone says, oh, here's a free consultation. But if you have to offer them value first, and then offer that, and also maybe a good deal on a gutter clean out or something, man, it's going to go a long way for you. And you got to think of it as, you got to stop thinking of, I'm giving away all this money. How much is a customer worth to you? And if you can get into a customer for a certain amount of money, if you're going to be putting on a $4,000 or $5,000 roof, shoot, doing $200 to $300 worth of free services or value adding to them, it's nothing. Depending on, I don't know what a roofer's net margins are, but you just think about how much you can spend to acquire a customer. Everyone has to spend money to acquire customers most of the time. There are those referrals, and that comes with the hot leads. So let's move on real quick. What's hot leads? Hot leads, number one, they've used you. They've called that form that says, hey, man, there's 5 signs my roof is failing. I went out and started looking at it. I'm like, I can see that sign right now. And then they call you. They get your free your consultation. You get up on the roof and you show them pictures and everything else that maybe connects the dots for them to help them understand, wow, my roof is, not doing too hot. Then they move into, let's go ahead and replace our roof. You added so much value to their life. So you've replaced their roof. You've done a great job. They love it. So right now they're in your hot list, and they know, and they also love, and they can trust you. They've done business with you before. And now they start referring people to you for potential business. Now this is where being a good business owner and running a reputable business comes in handy, because you start making money just because you're doing a good job and you're bringing value to people's lives. So remember those kind of things. Now let's switch gears here real quick to bids and leads, bids, sales. We're talking about leads and how to get into the bid set category. So you get to the point that someone, hey, I want to give you a chance. Let's give me some pricing. You give them a price, and do you just drop it off, or do you do something more to add value to them? Is there? I like to call them shock and awe packages. Maybe figure out something that they're interested in, and deliver the bid with something like that. Maybe someone's a huge Idaho State University Bengals fan. Maybe you drop off, maybe you have Benny the Bengal. Maybe if it's a big enough client, you pay Benny the Bengal to come drop off the bid for you, or you just as simple as giving them some ISU socks or something fun. Be creative. Creativity outweighs any kind of money you can spend on a client all day long. So be creative, deliver something, your pricing with shock and awe. After that, how many of us follow up and how many of us don't follow up? And I say follow up, I say, okay, you give them the bid, maybe you wait a day or two, and then you email them. Hey, just want to follow up, make sure that you don't have any questions on this pricing on this bid. Let me know. And then you don't hear back. You're like, oh shoot, I guess I didn't get it. Move on. How many do you guys know that typically after it takes at least 5 follow-ups to get a sale? I've worked on contracts for over a year to get them, and follow up, add value, follow up, add value, follow up. Do anything you can to add more and more value, because the more value you're going to add, and like I said, you got to know the lifetime cost, lifetime income for your standard customer, so you know what to spend and when so much follow up and so much spending outweighs how much that client is worth. You got to understand that. I'm not trying to tell you to go in the hole, but if you can do that, you could follow up. Typically after the 5th time it takes, you start getting into that sales category to make it more money. So I'm hoping you guys understood some things today, how to make some more money, how to the difference between a cold lead and a warm lead, and bringing people to your hot list, and the importance of following up with people. But the biggest thing here, guys, is continue to add value, continue to build trust. If people don't know, love, and trust you, they're not going to do business with you. They're not going to call you just because you have a snazzy truck or a snazzy new piece of equipment. So many people on their ads, I see online, if they're a service company or any kind of thing, they put pictures of the brand new vehicles and all this kind of stuff. No one cares. No one cares about you or your company. All they care about is them and their company. So you need to be going in a different approach with your advertising. Instead of putting pictures of your brand new equipment who no one cares about, all they want is knowing that if that equipment can do the job. They don't care how the sausage is made. They just want to know if the sausage is going to taste good. But change up your approach, add value, build trust. So I hope you guys had a great experience today. You know, if you did, keep downloading, subscribe, share this on YouTube or Facebook, and maybe give me a review. Let me know if I'm just a complete goofball or not. I'm hoping to add more value to your guys' lives as well as we continue to go through this journey together. And as always, we're sponsored by Dell's Outdoor Advertising. These guys are amazing. Give them a call at 208-232-6886. Give Rob a call. If you mention the podcast, you get 1 month for free, or your free installation if you sign up for a 3-month deal. These guys are super creative to help you to add more value to you, hopefully add more value to your customers. But get out there, keep top of mind of your customers, and go out there and make some more money. Until next time, guys, have a good one, and adios.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.